All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have a couple of our members here with us today, along with you all watching this recording, this replay. Feel free to go into the community space and share a takeaway from today's replay. It's always great to hear people as they join and rewatch some of these, what they've gotten from them. So we are going to be doing womb wisdom and embodying sovereignty, unlocking generational healing and creativity through connection with the womb space. And we have our amazing coach, Coach Sage, with us today. Coach Sage is what I would consider a phenomenal human in terms of wanting to heal us as a collective. And she works with not just women, she also works with men, but does work with a lot of women, especially those who have experienced some form of sexual trauma or assault throughout their lives. Um, she is the owner of Prayercraft LLC. She's an author, and she really is committed to working on supporting folks with their spiritual practices and energetic protection, looking at trauma-informed transformation. Really great, and has taught me some ceremonial and holistic healing arts and, ritual habit building supports. And so really do recommend connecting with Coach Sage in the future around some of those things if that's something you're interested in getting coached on. She is a scholar. A lot of folks don't know this about her, but she does have, I believe it's your master's, right, in biblical theology. And so looking at world religions, not just one specific sect of religion, but world religions. And I think that that's wonderful because that's how we can learn so much about others, about ourselves, and really about some of this indigenous historical wisdom that our culture, especially if you're in the US, our culture has kind of pushed off to the side, or pushed out of the way. So yeah, so just really excited to have Sage here today. Sage, feel free to add anything else that I may have missed, but the floor is yours, and we are so excited to have you. Thanks. Oh, and then you have to unmute yourself.
Thanks for reminding me about that. Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Sydney. I just want to begin by giving you a little bit of what to expect during this workshop. I'm a divine channel, which means that I'm fully human, just like you. I have all the range of emotions, just like you do. But when I do these kind of guided meditations, I empty my vessel of myself and allow divine channel to come through me and say what spirit wants to say to you. And so often, what that looks like for me is that it looks like shadow work on my end, which is like going through the process of looking at the things that I might not want to face. That is pretty normal in my experience. That I will do that first in order that I can completely empty myself and be a pure vessel for divine energy. Um, where we're going in this unlocking generational healing, I want to talk a little bit about what happens in the womb space and what the womb space is first, and then what happens when we have generational trauma in our families or ancestral things that were passed down that we're maybe not even aware of as children, and what happens in vitro in the womb of the mother when we're growing from conception to about 2 years old. So the whole time in the womb, and what happens in the first 2 years of life, how that affects us. And I'm going to give you some language to talk about that a little bit. Um, I don't know who you feel comfortable talking to about it, but it's helpful just to have language. So I'll talk about a bit about that, and then I'll talk about how to clear, and we'll do a guided meditation where we're actually going to clear what's in our womb space. It's kind of an intro 101. Um, you can go as deeply into this practice as you want to. I want to begin by setting the expectation that if you're watching the replay or if you're here in person, at any time you can turn off your screen and do what feels right in your body. If that means, you're watching the replay or your screen is off and you need to go release, and you feel like you need to use the bathroom, nobody's watching you. Go do that. If it means part of you is just feeling like you want to hold on to a crystal or something sacred to you, then do that. If it means you just feel like you need to stretch in a certain way that feels good in your body, do that. Because this practice is all about you connecting with your own inner wisdom, and it's all about clearing what is in your ancestral lineage. So, whether you're aware of it or not, all of us carry something from our ancestors, and not all of it is positive. Some of it can be really positive, but it can also be coping patterns that weren't necessarily very healthy and maybe helped a person in your lineage or you survive during a period that was very difficult, and it's no longer serving you now. And I'll give you a concrete example. I was taught in my family to repress my emotions. I was taught that I was never allowed to cry and that I needed to, quote, take it like a man. This happened from as young as I can remember, 2 years old and younger, throughout my entire life. And so I received the message that it was not okay for me to say if there was something I was uncomfortable with, it was not okay. And not only that, but it would be worse for me if I spoke up. If I said, this is what I need, this makes me uncomfortable, it would be far worse for me if I spoke up. So that turns into pretty much a lifetime of repressed emotions, right? Where do you think those go? They go in the womb space. So I'm going to stand up just so I can show you what I'm talking about when I talk about the womb space. So here are my hips. Um, in terms of chakra alignment, this is so you have your crown, your third eye, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the sacrum, which is attached to this part of the back that is basically the sacrum bone attaching to the hips, and then your root chakra, and your whole sacred bowl, which is also called the womb space, is this whole space here. So picture a fully pregnant, 9 months pregnant woman. It's all of that space. So it's the vulva, which is the outside of the genitals. It's the inside. It's the organs. It's all of that. It's the skin, and it's the energetic space. So what we're working with today is the energetic space. And that is the area that we're working with. Now, think about people that you've known who have said, I just had a gut feeling. That's womb wisdom. That gut feeling is womb wisdom. And there is science that backs the idea that there is a gut biome that understands and processes information, which is in some ways similar to certain parts of the brain. I'm not going to go super deep into the science, but I've read about it. It's out there. And that is what we're talking about when we're talking about womb wisdom. We're talking about that inner knowing, and we're talking about cleansing that energy from anything that's not serving us. So, this is just a little bit about me. I help women reclaim sacred rhythm and restore their nervous system balance through all kinds of spiritual practices. So these are just a few of them. And my passion is to help women to unleash their power, to really embrace their power. And that starts with practices like this. It starts with things that other people don't see, that often we do alone. Sometimes we do them in ceremony with others, but primarily, I think most of us, you don't go to the bathroom with other people, you go to the bathroom alone. That's a time for release. So if we are able to train our mind and our bodies to utilize every single thing that we do for our highest good, then even going to the bathroom becomes a spiritual practice, because you're not just releasing the physical unused food products from the body or whatever, but also the energy, the weight that's weighing you down. Because when you take that time to release, you can allow all of it to go down the drain, with whatever you're getting rid of physically. So you can literally allow that to just all the tension to drain. And so I'm bringing this into awareness because somatic practices are movements with the body that also incorporate awareness. So when people say somatic, they're not just talking about moving the body, they're talking about moving the body with awareness. So a somatic practice could be tapping and bringing awareness to how that's shifting my vibration, how that's making me feel better. It could be just doing sweeping motions to release. And you'll see me do this a lot in guided meditations. So I want you to know why. I do that because I'm pulling off negative energy that I don't want in my body. So it's tension usually, tension in the shoulders when I do this. Now we're going to do similar practices, but we're going to focus that attention and energy on the womb space. You're not really seeing my womb, huh? Okay, so I can back up a little so that you can see it. So I'll be doing things like this. And we're going to talk about how I do that energetically and how you can do that at home so that it's not just the movement, but it's also the awareness and the energy shift. So part of the way that I learned how to do this was natural talent that I was gifted with since I was a child. Part of the way that I learned was when I learned about Reiki. And learning about Reiki helped me as an empath to not, because empaths basically are like sponges that take in all of the energy without, think about a sponge if you're cleaning the counter, like it's going to pick up everything, right? It's not going to say, oh no, that's dirty, I don't want that, right? It's going to pick up all of it. So empaths naturally pick up energy from other people, but the practice of practicing Reiki as a healing modality helped me to recognize that I didn't have to pick it up in order to cleanse it. I could just send the healing energy out and let the healing energy do the work. So this actually helped me be a better channel for divine energy. So this is just a little bit about the womb space. The concept of the womb as a sacred energy storehouse represents a profound connection to creation and transformation. It is often viewed as a powerful source of life, force, and spiritual energy. When individuals focus on releasing tension and opening the void space of the womb, they engage in a practice of deep relaxation and emotional release. This process encourages the letting go of stress and negative emotions, allowing for a more harmonious flow of energy. The act of holding space for this release creates a nurturing environment for healing and renewal. By embracing these practices, individuals may find a greater sense of balance and inner peace as they reconnect their intuitive wisdom and the creative potential within. So I want to give you a chance, Sarita, if you have any questions so far before I keep going. You can just nod or shake your head if you're, yeah, just let me know if you're, give me a thumbs up. Okay, all right. All right, so sacred bowl. Here I have a picture of a Tibetan singing bowl. And I want you, when you're doing this visualization, this meditation that I'm going to guide you on, is imagine that here is the bowl, right? This is your sacred bowl, and you are holding space for it. And this can be very helpful for mothers who are expecting or who are trying to become mothers to hold that nurturing space. It can also be very helpful for anyone who's experienced any kind of sexual trauma to start learning how to hold that beautiful space and sacred space for yourself, whether or not you want to ever have children. That isn't necessary. And this can also be helpful. I think it's pretty much helpful for everybody, but I'm thinking of specific ways in which it's very helpful is definitely in preparation for childbirth and definitely in as part of your healing practice if there's been any kind of sexual trauma. So those are probably the two, I would say, biggest exclamation point times in which this practice is important. But it can also be important if, let's say, you're not even aware that you've been holding on to tension from little interactions or microaggressions throughout the week. And so doing this as a regular practice, and it doesn't have to be a full-fledged hour that you spend. It's the amount of time that you feel you need to do this practice. So part of what it will do for you is it will bring more awareness to that part of the body, to the energy space, the energetic space. Then you will know, like if you're cleansing it regularly, you'll be able to pick on those subtle energetic cues that let you know something's off. And if you've been carrying a bunch of repressed energy there, you might not pick up on those subtle cues. And I'll give you an example of why this happens. If we are traumatized, there's an imprint, like a handprint of the trauma on our DNA. So these practices help us to release that so that then we can be imprinted with something else, like love or support. And when we have gone through trauma, we can really feel like that is normal, right? That's just normal. And so then little subtle things don't even really impact us because we've had so much big T trauma. Now, for somebody who has not had the big T trauma, huge things in their life, it can still add up. Like all the little T traumas, all the little microaggressions add up. Think of the sacred bowl full of little pebbles. Those pebbles get heavy if it gets full. It doesn't matter if they're little, it still gets really heavy. So if we're not doing a practice of cleansing the energy, essentially what we're doing is we're carrying around the weight all the time. And every time something new happens, it's another little pebble in the bowl. And so that ends up becoming unbearable. And this is where you get later in life, especially the kind of passive aggressive, I just can't take it anymore, flying off the handle over something small because all those little pebbles have been building for a long time. And so I'm speaking about it in physical terms to give you a picture of what's going on energetically because we can't see the energy, most of us, right? Very few people are clairvoyant. So most of us can understand the concept, though, of the heaviness of pebbles of stones and the lightness of releasing that energy. So that's what we're doing in this practice. All right, so you can turn off your camera if you feel like you need to. You can close your eyes and you can open them if you need to see what I'm doing, but most of the time I'll be still. What I want you to do is get really comfortable. And if you're sitting, then make sure your back is straight. And you can also do this meditation laying down. If you do, just make sure you're comfortable and that your back is straight. Those are the two things that will help for alignment in this practice. Take a couple of really deep breaths. When you're breathing in light energy. Imagine that all across the universe, every star in the universe is lending its healing light to become a vortex of light, a pillar of light for you that you are breathing in. Let this light wash over your entire body. Allow each star to give you a blessing that you receive of healing light. Whether it's day or night, the stars are there. They are there as ancestors witnessing this practice. And as the light approaches you, it is already cleansed by Divine Spirit so that nothing that touches you can harm you. Breathing in this light, we're going to breathe it into the heart space first. And if it feels good for you, you can just tap that area gently, reminding yourself that you are loved. Loved by your higher power, loved by your ancestors. And if you are not very connected to your ancestors, just remember that even if you never knew them, there are souls in the universe that care for you. So you're going to connect with this concept of healing light. And you're going to allow that into your body. And we're going to allow that to flow wherever it needs to flow, across the shoulders, like a waterfall, cleansing, healing light. Breathing it in, we breathe it in all the way into it, like a DNA level, so that it starts shifting the energy on a DNA level. Picture in your mind a beautiful place in nature. This place gives you a sense of peace. Be there. The light from the sun or the moon, as it might be, bathe in that light. Allow yourself to be present in this beautiful place you're imagining in your mind. Allow yourself to feel the fabrics, the textures. It might be the grass or stones. It might be the coldness of a river. Allow yourself to just explore in this space. What do you see? What sounds do you hear? Perhaps the sound of birds, the wind rustling through the leaves. Perhaps little creatures running through the forest. What do you smell? Perhaps fresh cut grass, perhaps the flowers, perhaps even the mulch beneath your feet. What do you taste? This place is an invitation for you to experience and explore. You are safe here. What do you feel in this place? Do you feel protected? Do you feel guided? In this place, you meet someone who you have likely never met before, someone who does not have a body but is made completely of light, someone you know you can trust. Might be a spirit guide, could be an angel. This being of light comes to you to support you in this practice today. Moving through your body, you feel the light swirling in your womb space. Put your hands on your belly. It can be the top and bottom of your belly. It can be the sides of your belly. Wherever it feels right for you, just put your hands there and send yourself love. You are loved. You are loving. You are lovable. And now, taking your fingers like little baby footsteps with the pads of your fingertips, go ahead and walk around your sacred bowl. It doesn't matter where you start, but just keep going. In the same way that you would feel the physical feeling of your fingertips pitter-patting in a circle around your womb space. Notice the energy and how it feels on the edges. You may want to move into smooth round circles and feeling those energetic edges so that instead of finger patting, you're now moving in clockwise circles, just feeling what is there. Noticing, without judgment, if there are any areas that feel heavy, stuck, jagged, rough around the edges, and smoothing them. If you are having trouble doing this, look to your guide who has come to help you with this. They may show you how to move. They may perform some sort of surgical procedure upon you to remove what isn't serving you. This is energetic. We are sealed in light in this moment, in sacred space. I've called in beings of protection above, below, to the east, to the south, to the west, to the north, and within. You are safe, you are protected, and nothing can get inside this circle that is not here for your highest good. Allow yourself to rest in that. Like a baby inside a womb, or a little bird inside an egg that doesn't worry about how it will sit up, but just floats in the embryonic fluid. Allow yourself to float. You may visualize this as floating inside an actual egg, or levitation in your sacred space, or you can simply allow yourself to feel weightless. There is no right or wrong way to visualize this. There's only what's right or not right for you. So give yourself permission if you need to move right now, if you need to release right now, if you want to just hold still and send yourself love right now. Feel the rugged edges softening and smoothing. Feel the light energy cleansing, creating space. You are created in the image of the divine. Your vessel is a sacred container for divine energy. Let's make it welcoming. Let's remove anything that's sharp or painful. And it's okay to cry if things come up in this moment. No one is watching you except your creator. No one is here except those who love you and want to see you succeed. Moving through any energy that feels stuck or heavy as the light penetrates and swirls in your womb space. You feel it breaking up heavy energy. You feel it naturally just breaking up that energy, making it easier to remove. And like a vacuum, I want you to see in your mind's eye, to envision a manifestation of divine energy called the Dark Goddess, otherwise known as the Void. And she is not here to hurt you. She is here to help you. There is nothing evil in her energy. She is not called the Dark Goddess because she is wicked. She is called the Dark Goddess because she is primordial. And she has been here since before the foundation of the earth. And she sees you in this moment. The love that you're choosing to give to yourself. the pain that you've been holding that isn't yours, that isn't serving. And she helps you to release it. With her primordial power, like a vacuum, she sucks it off. And it is not going to hurt anyone else now. She transforms this energy. She is like the black hole in the universe that no one fully understands. She transforms and transmutes and alchemizes energy that doesn't serve us. As above, so below. If you need to say some words to her, if you need to tell her anything at all, now is your chance. Her love for you is pure. Her intentions for you are pure. She is here to help you heal. She is here to take what doesn't serve you so she can transform it into something that does. So don't be afraid to give it to her. Allow yourself to float back if you're floating somewhere in space. Allow yourself to float back to the ground in your sacred space and become comfortable on the ground outside. Imagine now this light is swirling from your solar plexus through your sacrum to your root chakra, cleansing all this time a sacred spiral of light. And anything that doesn't serve you is now in the worthy hands of the dark goddess, the goddess of the void, the goddess of black holes. We don't know where those things go, but we know that she takes them and they disappear. And she has come to do that for you today. If it's fear, let her have it. It's not serving you. If it's anger, let her have it. It's not serving you. Shame and guilt are not serving you. Guilt has one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to be a catalyst for changed behavior. Once we have changed the behavior, it's now no longer necessary to hold on to guilt. When we hold on to guilt, in time it produces shame. We do not need that. That energy is heavy. Allow the light to break it up and let it go. Let her take it. She is here to transform it. Thank her for what she does in silence. Goes unnoticed by many. Don't be one of those women. Thank her. Thank her for what she's doing for you. Be one of the women that honors her. Be one of the women that sees her and does not stand in fear. Now that we are at the point where she has taken the really heavy things, we're going to allow our root, the core of our being, our feminine essence, to drop down like a root from our root chakra like it's heavy even, like it needs to drop down in the earth and start growing. Allow it to just drop, almost like a magnet, and allow your roots to spread deeper and wider under the ground at the earth's core, closer and closer to the earth's core. As your roots are growing deeper and wider, they are passing layers of rock and soil, mineral, the roots of great trees, the mycelium, the tectonic plates underground, all the way to the core of the earth, where there is a golden ball of light. This golden ball of light is just vibrating with healing energy, with nurturing Mother Earth, Goddess energy, divine feminine energy. When you reach it, allow yourself to drink deeply through your roots so that you feel this energy surging through your body, filling your womb space, swirling with the light you called in earlier from the stars, letting them mingle. This energy is nurturing, is all encompassing. It is the powerful energy of the mother, the protection of the egg, the nutrients from the soil. She is every plant and every flower. She is flowing with water, rivers, lakes, and oceans. And she is beautiful. Welcome her and acknowledge her, for you are part of her. And you are made of her. Allow this loving, healing, nurturing energy to enter into your body. Allow it to continue to, like fertilizer, just spread the love all around your womb space. And if you have had wounding, mother wounding, remember that she is not your mother that you were born with in this life. She is far more than that. She is the all-knowing, all-loving, forgiving, nurturing mother. She loves all her children. She is the mother that is kind and gentle, but can speak to you in a firm voice if you need correction. She is that mother. She is perfect in every way that your earthly mother was not. And she is good in every way that your earthly mother was and more. She is your divine mother. She takes the role of mother to the next level because she will always love you. And just as she nurtured you before you were even born as an idea in the mind of your Creator, she is here to nurture you now. She is here to love you and to teach you how to love yourself. She is here to bless you and fill your life with good things, beautiful growing things. And no matter what it is, if there's even a shred of anything left to give to her, anything that the Dark Goddess did not take, it is her food. Remember that she turns even the fungi into mushrooms, like your cancer. She is amazing. She is so amazing that we don't even understand half of it yet. And we've been on the earth for quite some time, and we still don't even understand the half of it yet. So thank her for her love. Thank her for her nurturing energy. Thank her for teaching you how to rest and just be present with her. I'm going to give you a few moments of silence in case you have something to say to her. Whatever comes, just let it out. She is here for you. Breathe in this light. Drink it in through your roots all the way up. Bring it all the way up into your heart space. And when she's here in your heart, say what you need to say. Take a deep breath and release anything that's no longer serving you. Just let it go. Let her take it. See the smile on her face. See how happy she is to see your relief. Let her take it. She'll turn it into food. She'll turn it into money. She'll turn it into transformation. Because that's her gift. That's what she does. Let her have it. There's nothing too small. There's nothing too heavy. Let her have it. Thank her for the lessons that it taught you and the ways that it used to protect you, and let it go. You don't need it anymore. Let it go. One more deep breath. Speak it out. What is it you're releasing? Just to yourself, out loud or in your own mind. What is it you're releasing? Let her have it. Tension, guilt, anger. Let her have it. Frustration. Let her have it. Dis-ease. Let her have it. Speak it out, release it, and breathe to release it. Let it go. You do not do this work alone. Aren't you grateful? Aren't you grateful that there's somebody here to help you? And even if you never knew that this was possible, let her know how relieved you are in this moment. Thank her. You are building a relationship with her that will transcend the length of time that you are on this earth. Thank her. Give her a moment to let her light wash over your shoulders, to let her beautiful light wash over your face and hair. Allow her to give you a beauty blessing, a rejuvenation, so that you feel the cells just come to life in your cheekbones, on your forehead, softening across the eyes, bringing a smile to your face. Sacred beauty blessing. Allow that joy to reach every pore, every cell of your DNA. Because love is beautiful. And you are beautiful. And Goddess, isn't she beautiful? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Breathing in that light, taking it especially to the heart. The mother is forgiving and loving and nurturing. And she is here to help you grow. She gives you everything that you need to grow right where you are. So allow yourself to just spend a moment reveling in that, enjoying that. Being grateful for that. Your whole body now is completely full of light from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. It is swirling, beautiful light, healing light. Your whole body is magnified with goddess energy, with blessings from the ancestors, with cosmic energy. Drink deeply of that. Take one more deep breath and wiggle your toes and fingertips and come back to your body, where you are in the room where you're sitting, the material or fabric of the chair that you're sitting on. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Mm. I am not the type that pays attention to time, so we have about 5-10 minutes left. I would love for you to say out loud how that felt for you and what your experience was like when you're ready.
Um, it was I the visual was really good. Like I could really visualize everything you
Huh?
were walking us through, which was really great. And when I was doing the circling around my womb, interestingly enough, I felt like the heavier, like the right side felt light, but the heaviness on my left side, which is actually very what's the word I'm looking for? Exactly where it should be, I guess is what I'm trying like the
You
whole left side of my
definitely,
body's messed up. So yeah, like it's just like it was very interesting that that was like also where I felt like the
yeah.
heaviest.
Did you feel like it was very effective at dissolving and releasing it?
The more I did it, I could feel a little bit more lightness. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely keep doing it then, especially if you have an area where it's kind of all just maybe there's a spot that it's just collecting there, then you can even like the circles are great for just kind of smoothing the edges, but you can focus all of your energy in that area too and just put a hand on that one area. And even, especially when you're doing the cosmic part, like calling in that star energy to come through your hand and visualizing the star energy coming through your hand and going straight to that spot. That's another way that you can really like magnetize and centralize to that
Mm.
spot. Yeah. And you can do the same thing with the roots and the mother energy, just like through the feet, right? Or through to that spot. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna share for me, especially also to rubbing in that space. I don't actually allow myself to touch myself in that way. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, and not in a, like sexual way per se, but like in a sensual way of just like, oh, this is my body, like, and feeling my body. I don't typically do that. So it was really interesting to be like touching myself in that way. Which is funny because it's my body, so I should feel comfortable to touch myself, to touch myself in any way, shape, or form that I want to. But it just wasn't something that I typically practice doing. And so even just that in itself felt empowering. And then also too, I felt certain areas where I was like, huh, this feels, it was just like a feeling or a knowing. Where it's like, oh, this feels, I will say I really needed this meditation. I typically just do quick meditations in terms of like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay, go, 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 go. So it was really nice to like have space for my nervous system to actually like rest, even if I did kind of doze at one point, but then I was like waking up, and that's how I can tell that I'm comfortable, that I feel safe, because I can't do that when I don't feel comfortable or safe or when like I'm heightened. So yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I am curious personally, um, where your place in nature was, if you can describe it. Because I have like one that I always go to that's like my inner child space, and I'm just curious what comes up for other people because I intentionally left it pretty vague so you could picture whatever is right for you. And I'm so curious what kind of scene you pictured.
Um, I'm sure Sydney can guess mine. It's up in Winter Park, like where my dog's ashes are, and that's like my sacred space. And so that's what I pictured.
Oh, beautiful,
Yeah.
Yeah.
beautiful.
And funny enough, I was right down the road in Grand Lake.
Oh, wow. So there are physical places you've actually been then. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I think for me, when I've been somewhere, but I don't know if it was also like your slide has an image, so that might have triggered for me the
Yes.
mountains. But when I've
Yeah.
visualized before, it's either like Grand Lake, I'm at the lake. There's also a meadow up there that I really, really love. That's just beautiful. And I've seen like moose and elk and all kinds of things. Um, or sometimes it's the beach, but this time it happened to be the mountains. So yeah.
Yeah, this was also a scene setting, right? Having a
Yeah.
picture. That was part of it because it helps. Some people are not, visualization doesn't come very easily. So having that visual does help some people with visualization
Yeah.
because I like to describe it as your imagination is a mental tool that you are learning to use. And that's your third eye. That's what your third eye represents is imagination, being able to visualize. And sometimes we need little help helping, pictures or images to help us get there. So that's why I chose this for the guided meditation, just to have. Plus, we're most of us, I think, are in Colorado. Sarita, are you also in Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like home for us, right? It might not be true globally, right? It might be a different scene that somebody would picture, but yeah. So I want to give you some journal prompts. I know we're pretty close to the end of our time, but as we're oh, sorry, that's my alarm that always goes off at 1 o'clock. So we're at time, but I'll just keep going because I think we started a few minutes late anyway. Um, what is one insight you gained as a result of this session? And these you don't have to share now. You can just journal about them. If it's easy to take a screenshot of it and come back to it later. Um, but these are there to help you think about how will you carry what you learned today into your personal life? How will this help you be more in tune with yourself? How might this impact relationships? And when is it most important for you to do this practice? So, that last one is really, really important because when we're in stress and fight or flight or freeze and appease, when we're in, or fawn, I think is one of them, when we're in that state of like, oh my God, I've got to do all these things. That actually is the time to stop often. Sometimes we're in that and we can't stop because there's something that we have to do. But just kind of reflecting on like, when am I holding? When am I holding energy? Because the holding is how we get to that heaviness, right? The holding is how the collecting of that energy and the piling on the rocks, the pebbles. Now it's too heavy, right? Now it's like, oh my God, I need to rest and my body's shutting down. So, how do we do this practice to keep it from going there, from getting there? So, that will be generally true in the same way for everybody, but it might be, you might find in your thoughts about it, there is a specific time that for you, like for me, when I'm not eating, that's like a really big red flag for me. When I notice that it's like 2 or 3 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything, I need to stop what I'm doing because I'm clearly doing everything except for nurturing myself. So that for me is one of my very specific times that I know I need to stop and go do some spiritual practices. I need to stop, right? Um, so I just want you to have these questions as a way to think through this and take it deeper in your own time. And that's really it. That's all that I have for you. I'm really glad that it was impactful, that you were in tune enough to recognize the ways in which this is helpful, because that's what this practice is all about. It's about being more in tune with your own womb wisdom, because she knows. She knows what she's carrying. She knows if it's heavy. She knows if it feels light. And so attuning with that will be It's essentially attuning to your own inner intuition. And when you attune to that, nobody can lie to you. They can't confuse you because you'll feel it. So I hope that you get more and more powerful and feel more and more attuned. And thank you for gracing me with your presence today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Sage. Really appreciate it. And for those of you who are watching this recording, do know that Coach Sage is available and open for coaching. So if you would like to continue to work on this journey to reconnecting to yourself, to building, your intuition or coming in connection with your intuition, and any other spiritual supports, you can connect with her. And so, yeah, thank you to everybody who joined us live and to those watching the recording. Feel free to also, if you don't mind, go into our community space, our private community space, and share just maybe a takeaway or a word from today's workshop. Even if you're watching the replay, you can say hashtag replay and a takeaway that you gained. So, yeah. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Sage. It was really great to see everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.